Daniel, do you remember the first time you told me I was your whole world? I asked softly, my voice trembling, even though no one else could hear. You looked me in the eyes, and I believed you without doubt. I closed my eyes and let the memory drag me back. You'll see, baby, Daniel had said, his smile wide and confident. One day I'll have my own firm. You'll be right beside me, the queen who built it all with me. And what will I get in return? I had teased, leaning against his shoulder. You'll get me, he laughed. My loyalty, my future, everything. Back then, I thought those words were sacred. I gave up so much for him, I whispered to myself. My job offer overseas, my friends who warned me he was too ambitious, even nights of sleep, just so I could help him prepare for meetings. I could still hear his voice from those late nights. Coffee? He would call, his eyes on the laptop. I would hurry to the kitchen. Extra sugar, right? He would grin. What would I do without you? Those words had lit me up, as if I mattered more than the world. I sighed. I was so naive. Daniel, I said one night back then, are you sure we can afford this apartment? It's too much. He held my face in his hands. Don't worry, love. Trust me. We're investing in our future. I nodded because I always trusted him. I didn't see how he was draining not just my savings, but my soul. Sometimes my friends questioned me. Why do you let him take so much from you? Claire had asked once, half joking. Because I love him, I answered. Isn't that what love is? Giving without keeping score? Claire's eyes had softened, and she hugged me. Just don't lose yourself, okay? I smiled then, blind to the truth that one day she would help him do exactly that. I thought I was building something eternal. Every smile, every late night, every sacrifice, I called it love. But now, standing here years later, I see the cracks I ignored. His voice that was sweet when he needed me, sharp when I asked too many questions. His promises that sounded like gold but were made of dust. Daniel, you made me believe in forever, I murmured, gripping the edge of the table. But forever was just your way of keeping me blind. I remember one night too clearly. I'm tired, I had whispered, dropping the files on his desk. Don't give up now, he urged. You're the strongest woman I know. One day you'll thank me. I had smiled, because I wanted to believe him. I wanted to believe that everything I was losing would come back doubled, but it never did. I thought my devotion was strength. I thought love could save us. But love without respect is only chains. Daniel, I whispered into the silence. You took everything from me because I handed it to you. But one day, you'll learn I was not meant to be broken forever. That night, I stopped being the woman I used to be. I made your favorite, I whispered to myself as I carried the tray through the quiet hallway. He's been working late again, he'll smile when he sees me. The office door was cracked open. I nudged it with my foot, balancing the food. Daniel, I called softly. You'll never guess what I laughter. A woman's laughter. Claire's laughter. My hand froze on the tray. Daniel, stop. Claire giggled, her voice dripping with something I'd never heard before. Why should I stop? Daniel's voice followed, low, hungry. You're irresistible. The tray slipped from my fingers, plates shattering against the floor. Claire? My voice broke. Daniel? They jerked apart, eyes wide. Claire's lipstick smeared, Daniel's shirt unbuttoned. Wait, Daniel stammered, stepping forward. It's not what you think. Not what I think. I laughed bitterly, though my chest felt like it was caving in. Do you think I'm blind? Claire held up her hands. Listen to me, please, listen to you? I snapped. You were my best friend. I trusted you with everything. And this is what you give me. She flinched. I didn't mean. My voice cracked. You're in his arms, Claire. Tell me, which part didn't you mean? His lips on yours? Or your hand on his chest? Daniel ran a hand through his hair, his jaw tight. You're overreacting. It was a mistake, okay? Just a moment of weakness. A mistake? I choked on the word. You've been working late every night, Daniel. Was it always her? Was it always Claire? His silence answered. Claire whispered, I swear, I never wanted to hurt you. You never wanted to hurt me? I laughed, tears burning my face. You were the one I cried to when he snapped at me. You were the one who said you'd never betray me. And yet here you are, my best friend in my lover's arms. Daniel stepped closer. Let's talk about this. Don't blow it out of proportion. I stumbled back, shaking my head. Out of proportion? My whole life was built on you. My heart, my time, my dreams, I gave them all to you, Daniel. And you gave them to her. Claire whispered again. I'm sorry. Sorry? My voice rose, raw and ragged. Sorry doesn't erase the picture burned into my mind right now. Sorry doesn't fix the way my world just collapsed. Daniel reached for me. Stop being dramatic. We can work through this. I slapped his hand away. Don't you dare touch me. You've touched enough. The room spun, my chest heavy with betrayal I couldn't breathe through. Tell me, Daniel, I whispered, my throat dry. Was I not enough? Or was betrayal just easier? His lips parted, but no words came. I looked at Claire, tears sliding down her cheeks. You stole the one person you knew I couldn't live without. How does it feel to destroy me? She crumbled into silence. I turned, my legs barely carrying me. Behind me, Daniel called, don't walk out like this. Don't throw us away. I laughed bitterly through my tears. You already threw me away, Daniel. The moment you touched her, rain slammed against the windows as I shoved open the door. The cold night air hit me, sharp and merciless. My tears mixed with the rain as I stumbled down the street. Their laughter echoed in my ears, louder than the storm. That night, the woman who believed in love died, and the woman who would rise from betrayal was born. I can't believe you'd say that about me, I whispered into the phone, my hands shaking. Mom, you know I'd never do something like that. Her voice was cold. Daniel told us everything. He said you've been unstable, that you've wasted his money and ruined his reputation. That's not true. I cried. I gave him my savings. I built him up. Why would you believe him over me? Because he sounds reasonable, she replied sharply. And you sound desperate. The call ended with a click, leaving me staring at the wall. I dropped my head into my hands. Why is everyone against me? I whispered into the empty room. My brother's message buzzed on my phone. Stop dragging the family name down. Daniel was right about you. I hurled the phone across the bed. Right about me? He's destroying me, and they're thanking him. Days blurred. Nights stretched endlessly. I tossed and turned, replaying their words. Look at her. I imagined them whispering. She lost everything. She's nothing now. I pressed my palms over my ears, but the voices in my head wouldn't stop. One evening, I forced myself to meet Claire outside a cafe. My chest trembled as I confronted her. Why are you silent while he spreads lies? I demanded. You know what he's doing. Claire's lips trembled. It's not my business anymore. Not your business? My voice cracked. You destroyed me with him. And now you stand aside while he buries me? She lowered her gaze. I can't fight him. I chose him. Her words sliced through me. You chose him over me. Always him. I turned away before my tears fell. Back home, I checked my account balance. Empty. My savings gone. I whispered to myself. I worked for years, skipped meals, walked home in the rain just to save, and now it's all his. I slammed the laptop shut and collapsed on the floor. The next morning, my boss called. You're dismissed, he said flatly. What? Why? I begged. I've worked hard, he cut me off. Your name is toxic. Rumors say you're unstable, unreliable. We can't risk it. I gripped the phone tighter. Daniel, he's the one spreading this. The boss sighed. Then maybe you should take it up with him. Goodbye. The line went dead. Nights turned into battles with myself. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. My hands trembled, my chest tightened. Sleep, I whispered to myself. Just sleep. But sleep never came. Only memories. His laughter, her touch, their betrayal. I tried to rise again, telling myself I'd fight back. But every time, something pulled me down. A rejection letter, a neighbor's pitying look, another lie from his mouth. I confronted the mirror late one night. My face was pale, hollow, eyes rimmed with red. Who are you? I whispered. Where did the strong girl go? The reflection didn't answer. I gripped the sink, knuckles white. You let him take it all. You let him crush you. Tears blurred my vision. Maybe you deserve this. I shook my head violently. No, I don't deserve this. He betrayed me. She betrayed me. But why does it feel like I'm the one punished? My body trembled as I leaned closer to the mirror. You're already dead inside, I whispered to my reflection. Silence wrapped around me, heavy and final. Hey, a voice called as I sat on the park bench, clutching my knees. I looked up, startled. Ethan? He smiled faintly. Yeah, I thought it was you. You don't look okay. I laughed bitterly. That's one way to say it. He sat beside me. What happened to you? You used to be. Don't. I cut him off. Don't remind me of who I was. She's gone. His eyes softened. I don't believe that. The girl I knew in school was stronger than anyone. I shook my head. She broke. Daniel made sure of it. His jaw tightened. Daniel? The same guy you were always defending? What did he do? I swallowed hard. Everything. He lied. He stole. He destroyed me. Ethan leaned closer. So you're just going to stay broken? That doesn't sound like you. I snapped. You don't know me anymore. I know enough, he said firmly. I know you don't deserve to sit here like a ghost. Silence stretched. I rubbed my arms against the cold wind. Why do you even care? Because I always cared, he admitted quietly. Back then, you never noticed. But I did. I froze. Ethan, don't get me wrong, he added quickly. I'm not here to take advantage of your pain. I'm here because you need someone who sees you, not the lies people spread. Tears stung my eyes. Everyone believes him. My family, my co-workers, even Claire. His eyes darkened. Claire? She was supposed to be your best friend. She chose him, I whispered. They all chose him. Ethan shook his head. Then let me choose you. My breath caught. Why? I'm nothing now. No job, no money, no one. You're not nothing, he said firmly. You're hurt, yes. But broken pieces can still cut. And you? You can rise. I stared at him. You make it sound so easy. It's not, he admitted. But staying down is worse. Do you really want Daniel to look at you and know he won? My fists clenched. No, then fight, Ethan urged. Not for me. Not for revenge. For yourself. I swallowed, my throat dry. I don't know if I can. He leaned closer, his voice steady. You can. Because I see the fire in your eyes even now. It's small, but it's there. I shook my head, tears slipping down my cheeks. I'm scared? Of what? He asked gently. Of trying and falling again. Then I'll catch you, he said without hesitation. I looked at him, stunned. Why would you do that? Because someone should have caught you before, he said, his gaze unwavering. And I won't let you drown. While he laughs. My lips trembled. Ethan, what if I fail again? He smiled faintly. Then you'll stand again. And I'll remind you every time that you're stronger than you think. I pressed my hands against my face, sobbing softly. I want to believe you. Then start small, he whispered. One step, one breath, one choice. You don't have to fix everything today. Just don't give up. I lowered my hands slowly. For the first time in weeks, my chest felt lighter. Maybe, I said quietly. Maybe I can try. Ethan nodded. That's all I'm asking. Try. For a moment, the darkness inside me flickered. A faint spark, fragile but alive. Are you sure about this? I asked Ethan, as we stood outside the glass building. He nodded. It's just an interview. You've handled worse. I haven't handled anything in months, I muttered. What if they know about Daniel? What if they've heard the rumors? Then let them, Ethan said firmly. You're here to prove you're more than his lies. I swallowed hard, staring at the revolving doors. And if I fail? Then you try again, he replied. But you won't fail. The manager leaned across the table later, her tone sharp. Your resume is impressive, but why the gap? I forced myself to meet her eyes. I trusted the wrong people. It cost me. But I learned. I won't let anyone use me again. She studied me, then finally nodded. We'll give you a chance. Walking out, I whispered. I actually did it, Ethan grinned. I told you. That night, I sat across from him at a small diner. I feel like I'm breathing again, I admitted. But it's strange. I don't feel like the same person. You're not, he said. The old you would have begged for Daniel's approval. The new you? She doesn't need him. I clenched my fist around my coffee cup. No, she doesn't. In fact, she wants him to regret ever touching her life. Ethan tilted his head. Revenge? Not just revenge, I whispered. Justice. He stole everything from me. My savings, my family, my dignity. He doesn't get to walk away untouched. His brow furrowed. Be careful. Revenge can eat you alive. Maybe, I said, my voice steady. But it's the only thing keeping me alive right now. At my new desk the next week, I overheard colleagues whispering. Isn't that the woman Daniel blacklisted? One muttered. She looks fine to me. Another replied. I smiled to myself. Let them talk. That evening, Ethan checked in. How was your first day? Hard, I admitted. Everyone's curious. But every stare only fuels me. He studied me. You're different, sharper. I have to be, I said. Daniel thought I'd stay broken. But I'm not his victim anymore. I stood before the mirror that night, speaking to my reflection. You let him destroy you once, I whispered. But now, you'll be the storm that destroys him. I pictured his smug smile, Claire's false laughter. My chest burned, not with sorrow this time, but with resolve. Later, Ethan asked, "What's your next step?" I smirked faintly. "First, I'll rebuild, stronger than before. Then, when he least expects it, I'll take back what he stole, piece by piece. And if it costs you," he pressed. I leaned closer, my voice low. "It already cost me everything. Now I have nothing to lose," Ethan sighed. "Just promise me you won't lose yourself in the process." I met his eyes. "The woman I was is gone. The one standing here? She's someone Daniel won't recognize until it's too late." As I walked home, the night air sharp against my skin, I felt the weight of my vow settle inside me. "Not a burden in armor. I'll rise from the ashes," I whispered into the darkness, "and you'll choke on the smoke." The chandelier light spilled across the room as I stepped inside. Conversations stilled. Eyes shifted. "Is that?" someone whispered. I held my head high, my dress catching the glow. Inside, my pulse hammered, but I forced a smile sharp enough to cut glass. Across the hall, Daniel froze mid-laugh. Claire clung to his arm, radiant in her red gown, but her smile faltered when she saw me. I walked forward slowly, heels clicking like a metronome of defiance. "Darling," Claire said too loudly, clutching Daniel. "Look who's here." Daniel cleared his throat. "I didn't expect you." "Clearly," I replied smoothly. "I wouldn't want to miss such a grand celebration of your perfect love." His eyes flickered. "You look different." "Alive?" I asked softly, tilting my head. "Yes, Daniel, I am." Claire tightened her grip on him. "We're glad you could join us." I leaned closer to her. "Are you? You look nervous." Her smile stiffened. "Not at all." I turned to the crowd. "Congratulations to the happy couple. The world should see love like this, strong, loyal, flawless." A murmur rippled through the guests. Daniel forced a laugh. "You flatter us." "Do I?" I asked, eyes locked on him. "Or do I just remind you that appearances can be fragile?" An old acquaintance approached, eyes wide. "It's been so long. Where have you been hiding?" I smiled faintly. "Not hiding. Healing. You know, betrayal can be exhausting." Gasps flickered through the group. Daniel's jaw clenched. "That's enough," he muttered. "Enough?" I arched a brow. "I've barely started." Claire whispered quickly. "She's trying to cause a scene." I turned to her. "Why would I need to try? Your scene is already cracking." Daniel pulled me aside, his voice low. "What are you doing here?" "Admiring," I said softly. "Your kingdom, your queen, your perfect little life. You don't belong here." I laughed quietly. "Oh, Daniel, I built half of this world for you. If anyone belongs, it's me." His face tightened. "Leave before you embarrass yourself." I leaned closer. "The only one embarrassed here is you. Look around. They're already whispering." He glanced nervously at the guests. Claire joined us, her tone sharp. "Why come back? To gloat? To beg?" I smiled at her. "Neither. I just wanted to see how guilt looks under chandeliers." "Seems it doesn't flatter you." Her lips trembled. "You're pathetic." "Am I?" I asked. "Pathetic people don't make others shake." She stiffened, fingers digging into Daniel's arm. Another guest interrupted awkwardly. "Lovely evening, isn't it?" I turned, my voice warm. "It is. But evenings end, don't they? And sometimes so do illusions." The man blinked and settled before retreating. Daniel's voice was a whisper now. "Stop this. You'll regret it." I smiled sweetly. "No, Daniel, you will." I excused myself and moved through the crowd, leaving them to scramble behind me. Every step I took, I felt their gazes, curious, doubtful, suspicious. Seeds planted to the door. I paused, glancing back once. Daniel's smile was gone. Claire's nails dug into his sleeve. My heart thundered, rage pulsing through me, but my lips curved into a calm smile. "Enjoy your night," I called. "It might be your last peaceful one." The room hushed. I stepped into the night air, my chest heaving. For the first time, I felt control return to me. Their knees fed me, a taste of power I'd thought I lost. Inside my head, my voice whispered steady and cold, "This is just the beginning." "You came back stronger than I expected," a colleague whispered near the water cooler. I smiled faintly. "Stronger?" "No, just smarter." He leaned closer. "People are already asking questions." "About Daniel." "Good," I said. "Questions are the beginning of doubt." At lunch, I slid into a seat beside another employee. Strange, isn't it? I murmured. How numbers don't add up in Daniel's reports. She frowned. I noticed that too, but thought it was just me. Never just you, I replied softly. Sometimes truth hides in plain sight. Her eyes widened, and I left before she could press further. That evening, Ethan asked, "What exactly are you doing?" I stirred my tea slowly. Planting seeds. Seeds? He repeated. Yes, doubt, whispers, little truths he buried. They'll grow, and he won't know where they came from. Ethan sighed. And if they blow back on you? I looked up sharply. Then I'll remind everyone whose lies poisoned this place first. A few days later, I met her, Rachel. She approached me at a networking event. Her smile cool. "I've heard your name," she said. "I'm sure you have," I replied carefully. Not always kindly. She tilted her head. "Daniel speaks of you often." Never fondly. I smirked. I wouldn't expect fondness from a thief. Her brows lifted. "So it's true then? He used you?" I leaned closer. "He used me, destroyed me, and thought I'd stay quiet." Rachel's smile sharpened. "Interesting. Because I've been looking for a reason to cut him down. We found a quiet corner." "Why do you hate him?" I asked. She crossed her arms. "Because he undercut me in deals, lied to clients, and pretends he's untouchable. Men like him think rivals should kneel." I whispered. "I know the feeling." Her eyes met mine. "Then maybe we can help each other." I hesitated. "And what would that look like?" Rachel leaned closer. "You give me what you know. I'll give you what he hides. Together, we'll watch him burn." My chest tightened. "Why should I trust you?" "Because trust isn't required," she replied smoothly. "Only shared goals." Later that night, Ethan frowned when I told him. "Rachel?" he said. "She's ruthless." "Good," I answered. "I need ruthless." "She'll use you." "Maybe," I admitted. "But if her blade cuts him, I don't care if it scratches me too." Ethan's jaw clenched. "This path, it's dangerous." I looked him dead in the eye. So was loving Daniel. The following week, Rachel slid a folder across a caf table. "Client complaints," she said. "Buried by Daniel. You leak just one and cracks will show." I flipped through the papers. "Why give this to me?" She smirked. "Because you'll enjoy watching him squirm more than I will." I swallowed. "You're right." Back at the office, I whispered to a junior employee, "Have you ever seen this complaint form?" Strange how it vanished. Her eyes widened. "Where did you get this?" I smiled. "Does it matter?" "What matters is that people deserve to know." She nodded slowly, already whispering to another colleague. That night, I lay awake, heart racing. "This is wrong." Part of me whispered, "You're sinking to his level." But then I remembered his smirk, Claire's betrayal, my family's rejection. "No," I murmured into the dark. "I'm not like him. I'm simply giving truth a voice." The next morning, Ethan caught me outside. "You look different," he said quietly. "I feel different," I replied. "Every move I make, every whisper I spread, it feels like taking pieces of myself back." "And does it feel good?" he pressed. I hesitated, then smiled faintly. "It feels thrilling." Ethan shook his head. "Just don't forget who you are." "I won't," I promised, though inside I wasn't sure anymore. As I walked into the building, I heard murmurs ripple through the halls. Daniel's name whispered with suspicion, doubt, distrust. The game had begun. And I was no longer the pawn. I caught their argument spilling through the corridor before the meeting even began. "Why are people whispering about you?" Claire hissed. Daniel snapped. "Because they're jealous. That's all." "Jealous?" She shot back. "Or is it because of something you're hiding?" I stepped inside deliberately, heels echoing. "Tense morning?" Claire flushed, but Daniel forced a smile. "Just a misunderstanding." I leaned on the table. "Funny, misunderstandings do have a way of revealing the truth." Later, at the gala's after dinner gathering, I found Claire alone by the balcony. "Everything all right?" I asked sweetly. She sighed. "He's different lately. Angry, paranoid. Stress?" I offered. "Maybe," she whispered. "But sometimes I wonder if I even know him." I tilted my head. "You must know him better than anyone." Her eyes flickered. "I thought I did." I smiled faintly. "Doubt's a heavy burden, Claire. Careful, it eats at you." The next day, I overheard Daniel scolding her in his office. "Why would you question me in front of them?" He barked. "Because you're hiding something." She snapped. "Do you think I can't see it?" I leaned against the wall outside, savoring every word. Claire's voice broke. "I gave up everything for you. Don't you dare treat me like a fool." Daniel growled, then stop acting like one. My chest fluttered with wicked joy. The cracks were spreading. That evening, I met Ethan at the cafe. You're smiling, he said cautiously. I heard them fighting, I confessed. Her doubt, his anger at starting. And that makes you happy? Yes, I admitted, then softer, but also empty. Empty how? I stared at the coffee. Because I thought victory would feel like peace. Instead, it feels like hunger. Ethan's eyes softened. Then maybe you're chasing the wrong thing. No, I whispered. I just haven't taken enough yet. The following week, Claire cornered me after a meeting. Tell me honestly, she said, eyes searching mine. Did he ever lie to you the way he lies to me now? I held her gaze. Constantly. Her lip trembled. And you stayed? Yes, I said. Because I was blind. Don't make the same mistake, she whispered. Sometimes I think he still wants you. I let out a soft laugh. If he does, it's not love, it's control. Be careful, Claire. He breaks what he touches. She looked away, shaken. That night, Rachel called me. Your little whispers are working, she said. People are doubting him. Even Claire. Good, I replied. Rachel chuckled. How does it feel? Strange, I admitted. Sweet and bitter. Don't lose focus, she warned. This is how we win. I stared at myself in the mirror afterward. You wanted this, I told my reflection. You wanted to see them crumble. But a small voice inside whispered, and then what? I silenced it. Then I take back everything. 2 days later, I passed by Daniel's office again. Claire's voice rang out. I'm not your puppet. She shouted. You'd be nothing without me. Daniel roared back. I smiled as I walked away. Their perfect picture was cracking wide open. Inside, my heart ached faintly for the girl I once was, the girl who believed in love, who trusted too easily. But I forced her voice down. She's dead, I whispered to myself. And all that's left is the woman who will finish what she started. The emptiness lingered, but so did the thrill. I overheard his voice, first sharp, clipped, frantic. Who's behind this? Daniel barked at one of his managers. Files don't just disappear. Clients don't just walk away. The manager stammered. We're investigating, sir. Investigating? Daniel snapped. You think I can afford investigations? I need answers now. I stepped closer, pretending to search through papers. His eyes caught mine, suspicious. You, he growled. What are you smiling at? Nothing, I said smoothly. But you seem tense. Later that evening, I found Claire pacing their balcony. He's not himself, she whispered when she saw me. He barely sleeps. He accuses everyone, even me. Accuses you of what? I asked softly. Cheating, lying, betraying him, she muttered bitterly. The irony is almost laughable. I raised a brow. And does it hurt? To be on the receiving end? Her voice broke. He doesn't love me, does he? I tilted my head. Did he ever? She looked away, silent. The next day, Daniel cornered me in the corridor. You're behind this, he hissed. Aren't you? I smiled faintly. Behind what? Clients backing out, rumors spreading, numbers missing. Don't play games with me. I leaned closer, lowering my voice. Maybe you're just reaping what you sowed. His face paled, though anger burned in his eyes. If you think you can ruin me, you're wrong, I whispered. Funny. I thought the same once. Later, Rachel called me. He's unraveling, she said with satisfaction. Paranoid men make sloppy mistakes, I answered quietly. I saw it today. His eyes darted like a trapped animal. Rachel chuckled. Good, push harder. The cracks will turn into collapse. I hesitated. And if I become like him? Her voice sharpened. Then at least you'll win. That night, Ethan met me at the cafe. You're pale, he said. What's wrong? I stirred my cup slowly. Watching him panic, it should feel like victory. But sometimes it feels like poison. Ethan leaned forward. Because you're not like him. You have a conscience, I whispered. What if revenge turns me cruel? What if I already am? You're not, he said firmly. You're hurt. There's a difference. I looked down. But I enjoy watching him break. Ethan's voice was steady. Enjoying justice isn't the same as becoming a monster. Don't blur the line. The following morning, I saw Claire again. He screamed at me for an hour, she said, tears brimming. He accused me of leaking things. Me. After everything I gave him. And what did you say? I asked. I told him I loved him, she whispered, her voice cracking. And he laughed. Her shoulders shook. I thought leaving you for him meant I'd won. But I lost. Didn't I? I placed a hand on hers briefly. Maybe now you understand what betrayal feels like. She pulled back, ashamed. By the end of the week, Daniel was a storm of rage. I heard him slamming doors, cursing under his breath, lashing out at anyone who crossed his path. He's falling, Rachel told me. Yes, I murmured. But so am I. What do you mean? She asked. I closed my eyes. Every whisper I spread feels like reclaiming myself, but also like losing pieces of who I used to be. Then stop, Rachel said coldly. Or finish it. There's no middle ground. That night, alone, I stared at my reflection. Look at you, I whispered. Cold, calculating, smiling at their pain. My heart thudded. What if I'm no better than them? I clenched my fists. No, I didn't choose betrayal. They did. I'm only giving back what they gave me. Still, the question echoed in the silence, heavy and merciless. Daniel's panic was everything I dreamed of. Claire's tears were everything I thought I wanted. So why did it feel like the victory was cutting me too? He cornered me in the empty conference room, his eyes burning with rage. You think you're clever, don't you? Daniel spat, whispering lies, turning people against me. I folded my arms. I don't need lies. Truth does the work for me. His jaw tightened. You're ruining me. Everything I built, you're tearing it apart. I stepped closer, my voice sharp. Everything you built? Or everything I bled to build for you? He sneered. You're delusional. You were nothing without me. I laughed bitterly. Nothing? I gave you my money, my time, my soul. And in return, I walked in and found you with her. His face darkened. That was a mistake. Stop. I snapped, my voice shaking with fury. Don't you dare call it a mistake. A mistake is forgetting an appointment. Betrayal is planned. You chose her. You chose lies. You chose to destroy me. Daniel's hands curled into fists at his sides. You should have stayed silent. You should have accepted your place. My place? I hissed. My place was never at your feet. You just made me believe it was. His eyes flickered with something fear, though he tried to bury it under arrogance. You don't know what you've started, he warned. People will turn on you when they realize you're nothing but a bitter ex. I leaned in so close I could see the sweat at his temple. No, Daniel. They're turning on you because you finally look like what you are, a fraud. He slammed his hand on the table. You'll regret this. I didn't flinch. The only thing I regret is wasting years thinking you were my forever. His voice cracked. You loved me. You need me. I held his gaze, my tone cold. I loved a man who never existed. And I don't need ghosts. For a moment, silence filled the room. His breath came heavy, his confidence cracking. You can't win, he muttered. I always come out on top. I tilted my head. Then why do your eyes look like you're drowning? His lips parted, but no sound came. I pressed on, my voice like a blade. Do you remember that night? I walked into your office with dinner. I thought I was giving love. And what did I find? You and Claire laughing at me, stealing the life I built. That was the night you ruined me, Daniel. Not tonight, not these whispers. That night. He swallowed hard, his mask slipping. You don't get to explain. I cut him off. You don't get to rewrite history. You broke me. And now, you're the one breaking. His shoulders sagged, but he forced a smirk. You'll get bored. Revenge won't keep you warm. Maybe not, I admitted softly. But watching you squirm, it keeps me alive. His voice rose again. You've poisoned Claire against me too. She doubts me now. All because of you. I smiled faintly. No, she doubts you because she sees who you really are. I just reminded her to open her eyes. He stepped back, his bravado slipping with every word. This isn't over. I straightened, calm and cold. You're right. It's not. It's only the beginning. He stormed past me, slamming the door so hard the glass rattled. I stayed still, breathing deeply, my heart racing with the fire of victory. But beneath the thrill, a hollow ache gnawed at me. His fear should have satisfied me more than it did. I touched the table where his fist had landed. You ruined me that night, Daniel, I whispered into the silence. And now, I'll ruin you. I saw them outside the courthouse first. Claire's voice cut through the chaos. I'm done, Daniel. I'm taking my share, and I don't care if you choke on what's left. Daniel's face twisted. You can't walk away. You're nothing without me. She laughed bitterly. Funny you said the same to her, didn't you? And now you're the one begging. I stepped closer, my smile calm. History repeats itself, Daniel. Except this time, Claire's the one leaving. His eyes darted between us, wild. You put her up to this. Claire shook her head. No, Daniel, you did this to yourself. A week later, the headlines screamed partnership shattered. His investors pulled out. His clients fled. I sat across from Rachel in a cafe. You've won, she said. He's finished. Not yet, I replied. Not until he admits it. Rachel smirked. Then enjoy the last act. His ruin is spectacular. I found Claire outside his office building, clutching papers. He signed them, she told me. Half the empire is mine now. The rest is crumbling. I studied her face. Does it feel good? She hesitated. It feels empty. I nodded. That's the curse of betrayal. Even victory tastes bitter. She whispered. Do you hate me? Yes, I said honestly, but not enough to waste another breath on you. Her shoulders sagged. She understood. That evening, Daniel called me. His voice cracked through the phone. Meet me, he begged. Please, just once. I almost hung up, but curiosity won. When I arrived, he looked smaller somehow. His suit hung loose, his eyes bloodshot. You're enjoying this, aren't you? He said, voice hoarse. I sat down calmly. Enjoying? No, witnessing? Yes. He leaned forward, desperation oozing. You ruined me. I tilted my head. No, Daniel, you ruined yourself the night you chose her over me. His hands shook. I made a mistake, I cut him off. Stop calling it that. Betrayal isn't a mistake. It's a choice. And you chose. He gripped the table. I lost everything. My company, my partner, my reputation. What more do you want? I whispered. Nothing. I already have what I want, your downfall. His eyes glistened. Then forgive me, please. I laughed coldly. Forgiveness? After you painted me a liar, drained me dry, left me in the rain while you kissed her? He whispered. I was wrong. Yes, I said firmly. And now, so is your entire world. He reached for my hand, trembling. We can start over. You and me. I pulled back instantly. You still don't get it. This isn't about starting over. It's about ending. He looked broken, hollow. Don't leave me like this. I stood, my voice low. You begged me once to stay silent. Now you beg me to stay. But Daniel, begging won't save you. His tears finally fell. Please, I stared into his eyes, and for the first time, I felt nothing. No rage, no love, no sorrow, just silence. You wanted me destroyed, I whispered. Now look around. It's you. I turned toward the door. Wait, he cried. Don't walk away. I paused, glancing back one final time. I already did, years ago, and then I walked out, leaving him with his ruins. Indifference settled in my chest, steady and final. The sweetest revenge wasn't his destruction. It was knowing I no longer cared. Ethan met me at the park bench where everything once fell apart. You look different, he said softly. I smiled faintly. I feel different. Because he's gone. Because I'm free, I answered. His ruin doesn't define me. My survival does. Rachel called later, her tone smug. He's finished. People laugh at his name now. I don't, I said calmly. You don't sound satisfied. I'm not here to celebrate ashes, I replied. I'm here to build something new. Rachel chuckled. Stronger than I expected. I almost respect you. Almost, I teased lightly. You'll never be me, she said. Good, I answered. I don't want to be. That night, Claire found me outside a cafe. I left him, she admitted. I thought it would feel like victory, but it doesn't. It feels empty. I studied her carefully. Maybe emptiness is the price of betrayal. Her eyes shone. Do you hate me still? Yes, I said plainly, but I won't waste another second on you. She nodded slowly, accepting the truth. Ethan walked me home, his voice gentle. So what now? What's next for you? I don't know yet, I admitted, but for the first time, not knowing feels like freedom, not fear. He smiled. That's the woman I remember. I shook my head. No, Ethan, that girl is gone. This woman is new, stronger, wiser. Later, in front of the mirror, I whispered, you're not the broken girl who cried in the rain. You're the one who stood up when no one believed you could. For once, my reflection didn't look hollow. It looked alive. Daniel called me one last time. His voice trembled. I'm sorry, he said, for everything. Please forgive me. I closed my eyes. I already forgave myself. That's enough. Don't hang up, he begged. I need you. No, Daniel, I said firmly. You need someone to blame. But I'm done carrying your weight, he whispered. Then what am I supposed to do? Live with what you created, I answered, and ended the call. At dawn, I stood on the rooftop of my new apartment, watching the sun paint the city gold. Ethan joined me, his voice quiet. It's beautiful, isn't it? It is, I admitted. And for the first time, so am I. He looked at me, smiling. You finally believe it? Yes, I said, breathing deeply. Because I'm no longer defined by him, or by the pain. I walked down the street later, strangers passing, none of them knowing my story, and I thought, that's the beauty of it. I'm not a victim in their eyes. I'm just a woman moving forward. I whispered to myself as the wind carried the words away, steady and certain. He took everything from me, but in the end, I gained something greater myself.